Hey everyone, I don't usually do this kind of impromptu kind of videos kind of thing because I normally go through a script, and honestly I will prefer the scripted format over this, but it probably must be needed at this point because I think it should be funny. In case you're not fully aware of it, we actually won. We successfully taken down Kiwi Farms for good. So it's not just that Cloudflare dropped Kiwi Farms, but also the second DDoS protection dropped Kiwi Farms, which is DDoS Guard in Russia. The hosting is gone. The everything, even it's not available on the killer net, neither on the dark web, so it's fully gone for good. It's completely evaporated. It's completely destroyed to the point that it doesn't exist anymore. So good riddance, Kiwi Farms. Get the fuck out of here. But a lot of people in the far right and like the griftosphere kind of like mourn the death of Kiwi Farms in a sensational manner. One such case is the case of the quartering here. Now, the main reason I want to watch this video is because, I mean, look at this fucking thumbnail here. It's fucking insane. It's like a fucking guy in Photoshop had a massive tantrum combined with like a massive Caesar. But you know how it is. The quartering tends to this crazy Photoshop shit for like for hyperbole kind of thing or whatever it is. It's shitty and it's funny. And this is gonna be basically a video with the quartering crying about his favorite stalker website going away for good, which I mean is the same website that had a threat on him basically. And like, I don't know, let's just react to it. I don't usually do reaction videos like this, but like it should be funny. It should be really funny. Let's see.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy and Doc here on this wonderful Labor Day, lamenting what I kind of thought was going to happen. We talked about this last week. It was a very big victory for online freedom of speech. Usually when you're a free speech advocate, you are pressed, you are tried, your support of free speech is tried by the worst kind of speech. Not the 99.9999999% of speech that most people ever encounter online, but usually the worst stuff. And gaslighting, pro-censorship weirdos will come around and say, well, here's something horrendous. Do you support that? It's very easy to not. It's this idea that if you are pro-free speech, that you must support all speech. You must agree with all speech. It is a way that gaslighting censorship goons will get people to waver and like question their own support of free speech. There are all sorts of things that are said by all sorts of people that are awful that I don't support, but I support their right to say it. And what they do is they try to put you up with them. They say, oh, Andrew Tate said this terrible thing, and the quartering supports Andrew Tate. No. I support freedom of speech. Oh, the quartering supports the farms, or they say horrible things about protected groups. No, I just support their ability to say it. And we had a huge
What? I don't really understand like the whole thing going on in here. He supports freedom of speech, but just in the ability to say it. He says he doesn't support the things that KiwiFarms says, but supports the ability to say it. Isn't that literally the same fucking thing? It's just weird that the amount of like absolute dog shit hoops that this guy has to do in terms of mental gymnastics is absolutely absurd. You don't understand it. Like it's a quartering brain at full function at 100 miles per hour right here.
Felt like a huge win last week, and predictably, it completely crumbled this week. I'm gonna get into it after a super quick word from this video sponsor.
Yeah, I'm gonna just skip the sponsor here. Alright, we'll skip the sponsor. I think they're gonna probably cut it out in post, but yeah, here it is.
If you haven't got a VPN yet, take advantage of the massive discount they give my viewers. Get yourself more non-online in.
It's still going with a sponsor here.
Programming that you probably didn't know that you could get for free. Now, on September 3rd, after issuing a bold statement the week before, a couple days before, Cloudflare, this site that had kind of protected this forum from DDoS attacks and other. This is one thing that everyone seems to. Oh, it's totally fine to DDoS this website because there's words on it that we don't like. There's all sorts of stuff like that going on, but expecting the left to be, consistent is ridiculous. But Matthew Prince came out.
You don't need to be so reductive like that, Quartering, Jeremy. Look, like, Cloudflare is not just responsible for the DDoS protection of the website. It's also responsible in a certain way of the domain register, which is an important thing for the website. It held the KiwiFarms.net domain registrar. It's pretty reductive to reduce the thing to just DDoS protection and say, they think it's fine to do DDoS attacks as long as it's hate speech. Like, I know there are some legal fucking gray areas regarding DDoSing a website, but a company supporting a fucking hate website? I don't know what the fuck are you smoking, Jeremy?
Or somebody at Kiwi Farms came out and said, or at Cloudflare, no, we're not going to take the site down.
He cannot even fucking speak.
Yep, the site down. We have blocked the farms. Visitors to any of these sites that use any of Cloudflare's services will see Cloudflare's block page and a link to this post. And that's true. If you try to go to the website, you get this. Cybersecurity by Cloudflare. What happened? Due to an imminent and emergency threat to human life. We didn't see any of that, by the way. And from what I've seen,
Wait, there actually was, you fucking dimwit.
Admin of that forum has denied these claims and has asked for evidence, and I don't believe any's been provided, at least at this point, but who's surprised, right? So you try to go to the website, you get
there's plenty of fucking evidence.
This, and then why they blocked it. So drive pictures to their own, or drive traffic to their own blog, I guess. Their site may move sites to other providers and in doing so come back online, but we've taken steps to block their content from being accessed through our infrastructure. This is an extraordinary decision for us to make, and given Cloudflare's role as the internet infrastructure provider,
you can't even properly read a fucking blog post.
However, the rhetoric on the farm site and specific targeted threats have escalated over the last 48 hours. Again, no evidence provided. You would think that, like,
there's plenty of evidence.
And again, I'm not saying I know that it didn't exist. What I'm saying is, if you're going to put this post out, you should probably back it up. Don't you think? I mean, if you're going to say these are escalating threats, where? What? Can you show me some so I know, like, where Cloudflare's line actually is? No, what this really was the consistent media pressure. And this whole, like, oh, well, what, Jeremy, do you having to support all the terrible things they do to the trans people? Child, please. They had a whole long thread on me there, which listed my personal home address and said terrible things about me too, okay? It was probably the site that the people used to swat me, and I'm still standing here defending it.
Here's a fun fact. Didn't you just try to actually use Kiwi Farms as your personal army to harass Magic the Gathering judges?
He was not the one that gave me the list. And boy, it'll be a shame if somebody posts that thing up on Kiwi Farms or something.
Just saying, buddy. Oh, woe is me. Woe is me who has a thread on Kiwi Farms. Your shit is mild compared to the rest of harassment that trans people face from Kiwi Farms.
All right, I'm not defending putting people's addresses out. I'm not defending doxing people. I'm not defending some of the heinous things they said, but I am defending their right to say it and their right to exist. But I mean, that's...
It's just... What the fuck? It's the same fucking shit. Like, it's getting... No, double standard of, oh, I don't support doxing, I don't support harassment, but I do support the right to do it. Like, what? The right to say, what? Oh, my brain just exploded.
It's like an impossible thing for the new liberal. You know, when I call myself
The new liberal.
2021, 22, you were like against big tech, you were against big pharma, and you were against censorship. So the idea of suddenly being like pro-censorship is really weird, and I think I'm coming from a unique position here on talking on it because, you know, I'm not just saying, oh, it's not something that doesn't affect me. It does. The idea that, you know...
Well, it does affect you as long as you are a fucking bigot, you fucking dim-witted brain.
Escalating threats. I mean, where? Where? Cloudflare provides security services to them, protecting them from DDoS and other cyber attacks. We have never been their hosting provider. As outlined Wednesday, we do not believe in terminating security services is appropriate, even to revolting content. And we're in a law-respecting world. The answer to even illegal content is to not use other means like DDoS attacks to silence it. Essentially, calling them out a little bit, saying like, hey, you clowns are the ones DDoSing them. This is not okay either. But, you know, never wrong tactics, only wrong targets, I think is essentially what the modern kind of pro-censorship era is all about. They don't care about doxing when it's the libs of TikTok. They don't care about, DDoSing when it's the farms. But if it was like a website for trans folks, it would be the worst thing ever on the planet, ever. If they can't see their own hypocrisy. Pressure.
How do I explain this in layman's terms? How do I explain this in layman's terms, right? A company, right, has the right to provide services to another company or website that, it has the right to not provide services to a website that contains terrorism shit. I'm basically pointing this out. A lot of the Kiwi Farms stuff that was going on there was even to the point of putting bomb threats in there. I mean, compared to a website that hosted something about trans people or something, that's what?
As the pressure campaign has escalated, so did the rhetoric on the farm site. Feeling attacked, users of the site became even more aggressive. Over the last 2 weeks, we've proactively reached out to law enforcement in multiple jurisdictions, highlighting what we believe to be potential criminal acts and terrible threats. Again, we don't know.
It says imminent threats, not terrible threats. Imminent. Learn to fucking read, Jeremy.
Look, and we know that it's entirely possible that people who are members of kind of this deplatform campaign very well could have went on there and posted those things themselves. I'm not saying that they did, or that I know they did, or whatever, but, you know, there's got to be some sort of investigation. I saw, one of the last threads I saw was the admin of the website outlaying this brand new user who had come on and done, like, you know, some terrible posts in which they were banned almost immediately. So, you know, it's interesting. Finally, we are aware and concerned that our action may only fan the flames of this emergency. The website itself will likely find other infrastructures that allows them to come back online, as did these.
Spoiler alert, they didn't.
These other websites after we terminated them. And even if they don't, the individuals that use the site to increasingly be mean, will feel even more isolated and attacked and may lash out further.
Jesus, Jeremy, learn to fucking read.
There is real risk by taking this action today. We may have further heightened the emergency. But you still did it. You know, you still did it. Now they moved to a Russian domain. Essentially, from what I'm understanding, is a site is having trouble staying online because of people illegally DDoSing it.
Look what happened after that. Look what happened. What could happen? Yeah, what happened, bro? What happened, bro? That Russian domain? Nope. 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 Nothing. Nothing. Just nothing.
That's what how I understand when I read this. And you have, Cloudflare blocks Kiwi Farms, you immediate threat. Show me one. If you have all this evidence, why can't you post literally any of it?
Jeremy, have you looked at Twitter recently aside of, the people who you kiss the ass to? Have you got out of your typical fucking bubble of right-wing bullshit and seen what's on Twitter outside of your stupid right-wing bubble?
It's so sus. The Voldemort of anti-trans. It's not an anti-trans website. It's a website that essentially memes on lolcows, or people they deem to be lolcows. It's far from exclusively trans people. If you'd spend any time on the forum at all, you'd know that. But again, the media knows when you use the certain words, suddenly their lives mean more than the lives of everyday regular people.
What? I'm sorry. I apologize. Like, I never seen this fucking video before. I just heard about it on Twitter from Kafals and everything, but like, what? It's silly. It's just plain silly because if you look at the board itself, it's not just documenting lolcows and everything. It's basically stochastic terrorism. There's doxing, there's calls to swatting, there's calls to violence, there's bomb threats and everything. Like, Jeremy, if you actually been outside of your right-wing bubble for once, your right-wing grifter fucking bubble, you know that these things have plenty of fucking evidence.
I don't think that there's any reason to celebrate this. And again, I say that as somebody who's...
Well, I might not be the only one who's able to celebrate this.
Had to deal with some of the worst that that site has had to offer. People using information posted there to harass me, or perhaps they used it to...
Oh, it all suddenly has to be about you, you fat fuck.
To swat, I don't know. There are lots of people saying, oh, there's all sorts of, people who have taken their lives because of this forum. It's been linked, they say. No actual evidence at all.
There's plenty of fucking evidence, you fucking monkey brain.
See, in my life, there is a family emergency. There's absolutely nothing to do with the forum drama. I cannot and will not elaborate further. There will be a week or more where I'm completely unavailable, and it's likely the site will go down during this time where I will not be able to bring it back up. I want to appraise the situation frankly.
You're reading this from fucking Noel, the owner of the fucking website. It's a load of fucking bullshit.
Registrar Cloudflare was our application level DDoS mitigation and our domain registrar. They have given me a way to transfer my domain to another registrar. I do not know what registrar to send it to because I don't have faith in any company. DDoS Guard dropped us while I was writing this.
They already dropped them.
Post. This meme about Russia being free country is a joke. The U.S. is a free country, but with no stewards to protect it. Without the U.S., there is no second best. I did not expect Cloudflare to crumple so quickly. I don't have a plan C for the DDoS mitigation. Again, DDoSing is, flooding a site with traffic to keep it down, to bury the servers. Resource allocation. I own IP addresses. Our IP allocation is from Apple.
Cry some fucking more.
5 private companies.
Cry some fucking
things.
more.
I mean, I'm guessing that they will be back, but I think it's pretty...
Spoiler alert, they'll never be back.
Hilarious that everyone's totally fine with all the DDoSing going on and all sorts of stuff like this. They're fine with that. You see a DDoS Guard representative has confirmed that the company dropped Kiwi Farms without waiting for an official notice, citing a non-compliance with their acceptable use policy and a multitude of inquiry from ordinary users. Why is nobody looking into who's doing all this DDoSing, which is, I assume, some level of crime? Well, it's because they agree with who it's being done to. It's truly nothing to celebrate at all, and the people that are celebrating it are going to be the most surprised when it comes for them. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
You better wait until it comes for you, and you better wait until it goes back to you. Yeah, shut the fuck up. I will celebrate for the moment, and until the time comes when it comes back at us, we'll still fucking celebrate the shit. Go fuck yourself, Jeremy. Go fuck Kiwi Farms, and go fuck all of you. You fucking idiots. There's plenty to celebrate already. There's plenty to celebrate. Right. I wish I had a Monster Energy drink at the moment. I don't know.